There's one. There's another one. This one. Yeah, that's a towel. It's my old athletics team bag. This is a great one, Sochi. Alright, so this is all about team kit. So if you've got some, what could it mean? If you haven't got some, what you need to be remembering, and if you're managing a team, why this is really important. Alright, let's start again. Alright, so that's a bit better. I've got some kit on now. So got the Olympic rings on my chest, Team GB, London 2012. Well, actually, I didn't get a kit issue at the London 2012 Games. Don't worry, this is not a moan about whether you get kit issue or not. Getting kit is a really important part of being onboarded onto a team. It feels really great. You get all this stash. Probably get far too much. Certainly on an Olympic team, you get everything from fleeces to duvet covers to whatever. You probably don't need to take all of the stuff with you. Kit acts as a really powerful symbol about your status on the team. For an athlete, there's only sort of three aspects of competing for your country. That is being selected in the first place, that is putting the kit on, and that is then going and running, swimming or rowing. So it is the very essence of becoming an Olympian. Athletes will speak of a pride that they have of putting the Olympic kit on and representing their country, their tribe, their nation, their society. And that is super powerful for you to go into a room and everyone, including yourself, is wearing the same kit. You just feel this huge sense of belonging, but you also get an interesting shift of mentality, is that you are part of something bigger than yourself. And this is an interesting dynamic for athletes because a lot of the time they are training on their own with their coach, maybe with training partners or teammates, and then they get lifted up into this bigger shared experience. And so often that shift tends to be a couple of notches up from what you'd naturally be thinking about. Is I've got my goals, I'm now an Olympian, I'm now representing my country, but now I'm part of something bigger, but now I'm representing my country, I'm there to bring pride to a society. And once you're at that level, it can be really emboldening for an athlete. There's a sense of standing a little bit taller because of the kit, because of that camaraderie and that belonging. Now, if you're on the team, you're working with a team, but you don't get the kit, that's quite an awkward feeling for people. And it's something that actually really needs to be managed. I like this quote from Phoebe Stone. Not belonging is a terrible feeling. It feels awkward and it hurts, as if you were wearing someone else's shoes. Now, typically what happens at an Olympic holding camp or at the Olympics themselves, you'll have a notice board that will say, tomorrow is a red shirt day or a white shirt day or an orange shirt day. And that gives this sense of we're all in this together and we're all going to sort of move around in a tribe, almost intimidating the opposition. And I remember going to one Olympics and I had to leave the dining hall relatively quickly and I forgot to read the following day. So I just put a red shirt on and I walked into the dining hall where everyone was, and immediately I had this rush of adrenaline because everyone is wearing white and I'm wearing red. And rather just thinking, well, it's still the same kit, I'm still on the same team, I had to go straight back to my room and put a white shirt on so that I fitted in, I didn't stand out. Sometimes I've been to a games and I've travelled, I'm coaching an athlete or I'm supporting an athlete, I'm playing an important functional role, but I don't get kit. You might be on the periphery, you might not be in the village, you might not be actually in the middle of the action, but you might be playing an important role. You might be staying at home. And under those circumstances, you sometimes don't get kit. There's a feeling that you're excluded, and there's almost an addictive quality to looking at the kit, thinking, I want the kit, I haven't got the kit, I want to belong. And that in-group, out-group phenomenon that we know is so powerful is that you want to be involved. We're a social species and we're hardwired to belong, to be part of a tribe and to feel connected with other people. For those people who are on the team but don't get to travel or are on the periphery that don't get the kit, my top tip would be to remind yourself of what you've done. Remind yourself of the process and the involvement and the purpose that you have rather than just getting the shiny bells and whistles. I've been involved in teams where I haven't really played a functional role. I haven't really had an impact, but I've got all of the kit. But equally, I've had roles where I've coached athletes all the way through to the Olympic Stadium. I've supported people from tender teenage years all the way through to becoming an Olympic champion. And under those circumstances, I didn't necessarily get the kit, and I know which one I would trade. I'll urge you to think much longer term. What are the memories that you're going to have? It's about whether you made a difference or whether you got some of the material, superficial things. This is about you being clear about the substance of your work, not necessarily the hype aspect. This quote from Brené Brown probably sums this up nicely, is that our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. And what that really speaks to is this idea that I've got to be happy and content with the contribution and the role that I've actually delivered to, rather than just necessarily being on the bus. Actually, one of the most gracious things that I've seen on a team is that the people that actually travel, the people that actually go and do the pointy end of the performance and get the kit, have portioned off a certain amount of the stash, and they're actually given that back to people that have stayed at home and have served an important role. It's a really lovely touch to be able to say, you know what, you really matter and we really care for you. We're going to go and do this bit over here, but you've played an important role. For leaders and managers, I would urge you to ensure that even though some of this is material stuff, that these symbols really matter to the people that work for you. And let them know that. Provide them with some gestures and some symbols. And whether it's material stuff that you provide to them, make sure that it connects or it represents that shared purpose that you're working to. If you like this video, you might like the one that's on screen, which is all about what is high performance and how can we culture it in our life. Thanks for watching.